Good afternoon. I'm back on the road, walking home. I have a meeting within the next 30 minutes. Um, this is the Angels in Politics, broadcast. Remember, you are the news. You're all we think about. You're all we care about. Um, Tell me, how's your day been going so far? You know, let me know if you've had your meal, if you had your breakfast, what you're having for lunch. Yeah. Um, Back to the purpose. I know that was my last video. I just want to close this out before I get to my crib. Um, in no way, shape, or form am I telling somebody it's wrong for them to to work a job and do something that you're not necessarily like have them doing. Actually, I feel like you're the heroes. You're the heroes. You're able to do things that I'm not capable of. You know, I can't physically see myself putting. I just can't do it. Honestly, I couldn't put myself in an environment in which I wouldn't be able to not only be able to thrive because I love challenges, but I couldn't put myself in an environment in which I don't believe in what I'm doing. I don't support the cause. There are people who are vegans that can work at the butcher shop, or there's people who aren't technologically savvy or hate computers and they work at the computer department or some shit. There are people who, you know what I'm saying? There are people who work as teachers and they hate kids, or work in the daycare and they hate toddlers, and for them it's just a paycheck. For them it's just keeping the lights on. For them it's something that is a part of being an adult. It's just like coming to grips with 80% of your life. The 80% of the living hours of your day are going to be dedicated to something in which you don't believe in, and I just can't respect that. I mean, I respect you as an individual. I can't respect that ideology. I can't adhere to that. She's working. I'm just not with that. I'm just not really with that shit. And the beauty of me working on this, within this fellowship, within this cohort, I'm able to establish relationships. I'm able to make connections, but I'm also able to see how I function. And this is the first time I've done something all digitally. They call it the asynchronous model. So the whole online course, the whole classroom, the whole training program is asynchronous. It's async. It's by yourself. It's online. You're sitting in front of your laptop or your mobile, and you're speaking to groups of people, and you're having group projects and all these assignments, and it's a beautiful thing because I would have never done this by myself. There's a lot going on out here in these streets right now. Oh shit, the dog is on the loose. All right. So like I'm really like fortunate to have these experiences in which I'm able to move, and in which I'm able to, learn from. I'm able to learn from this job or this fellowship. But like I was saying, I'm able to see how I engage or how I interact within this format. And I've had people tell me like, "Yo, Gabe, you're such a warm spirit," or something like that, or you're inviting, or you're upbeat and you're positive. And I thank them for saying these words because they don't have to say it. They could be stunting. They could be just saying things just to like flatter me or whatever. But I truly believe like there's no reason for them to do that type of shit. So it's like, if that's how they feel about it, like let me just assess that and take it for what it is. if I'm a positive person, if I'm a warm person, if I'm, presenting, a group or an environment with that light, I might call that the solar energy. And that's where I'm standing right now. I'm allowing the solar energy to to infuse with my vessel, to permeate my being, to intermingle and to intertwine with my chakras, with my energy, with who I am, allow it to circulate through my blood flow. I mean, if I am that person who is quote unquote positive, because I've taken the positive intelligence test and I scored, relatively higher than my peers, and I have this disposition of optimism and I guess just being happy naturally, and having this motivational or inspirational, driving force that moves me forward, that wakes me up in the morning with energy and with thanks and with gratitude. And if I am the encourager, if I am that person who I'm not too keen on setting up my fucking customer relation management tools, I'm not too keen on downloading spreadsheets and Excel sheets and filling out all this kind of stuff. I'm more into like providing that next man, that my fellow cohort, that young lady, that young man, with words of encouragement, with words of upliftment, with reiterating or iterating upon their strengths, their their values, their traits that are prominent, that are prosperous, that are going to lead them to prosperity, that's going to lead them to a life of harmony, harmonious living, purposeful living, a life of intentionality. If that's really who I am, I can only be this way. I can only do, I'm not going to say I can only do, I can do anything. I'm limitless. But I need to be moving in that vein of connection, that vein of reaching out to that next man and to that next woman. And it's not about like checking boxes and crossing T's and dotting I's and filling out spreadsheets and doing all this kind of book. Like, I'm not really with that. I'm not really with that shit, Like, I'm just a genuine person. I mean, that's what I would call it. I genuinely care about people. I genuinely want for people to win. I genuinely want people to succeed. I genuinely care about people self-actualizing, self-realizing, understanding that their happiness is within, their joy is from within, their everything that they want to achieve, whether it is that lovely family, whether it is being the best, father, brother, mother, sister, lover, whether it is starting that business, whether it is being a billionaire, millionaire, whether it is starting that farm, that urban vertical farm, whether it is being a painter, whether it is being a writer, whether you just want to be a better listener and communicator, all of that's within you. All of that is already there. You have the access to all of that. It's already it's at your fingertips. It's in your heart. It's in here. That's what my job is. That's really what my job is. And I'm not looking for the payment. I'm not looking for you to come to me and give me something and put something in my hand because I told you that. That's not what I'm doing this for. As soon as everybody self-actualizes, self-realizes that they are the archetype, they are the hero, they are God, because God has blessed you with His life and He is within you. That is when the world is a better place. That's when the universe is activated. That's when we start operating on a certain frequency and we're all connecting. And yeah, we can make some serious changes for the better. Namaste. Namaskar.